All right, we're ready for round two. Ready for round two?
Round two.
All right,
Begin.
it's time to go through my list of my favorite anime of all time.
Aw,
Welcome
shit.
to the newest episode of SDB.
Super Dario Brothers! New challenger approaches!
It's a me,
Dario!
Stop it! Give me the mic!
You know, SDB just doesn't have the same kick as SDW.
No, but we do have better music.
I agree. It is way more fun. And where did we get this from? It's from a video game, right?
This one is a remix of Marnie's theme from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Then, yes, from a video game.
I didn't love the game, but the soundtrack was top tier.
Yep, I agree. Anyway, so before I forget, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram or at SuperDario_World. You can find Eric through me, I guess, because he's
Yeah.
There you
Weird
go.
guy that way.
If you want to listen to Eric's list of his favorite animes of all time, we did that last time. It was on Tuesday. You can find that on my link. You can find the link on my Facebook page, Super Dario World. It's the easiest way for you to find it right there. I think
Also,
that's it.
great job on the Photoshop with that one.
Thank you, right? I'm very proud of that. I have no idea what I'm going to do for this one, but yes, I was proud. Very, very proud. Anyway, so let's get into this because I'm fucking starving, and I want to go through this really quickly, and also I'm going to cheat. So, again, this is going to be
cheat, steal.
Exactly. You lie, you cheat, you steal! Where's that from? That's going to bug me.
Well, that's Eddie Guerrero's thing, but I was quoting a Tool song.
Anyway, it's from something else. It's going to hit me eventually. I don't know why my brain has just not been working today. You should listen to my last podcast.
Because you haven't eaten.
You know what? That makes sense. Anyway, so I'm going to cheat here. Supposedly the list of my favorite anime of all time. However, I was having a lot of issues making this list because I realized some of my favorite ones are not finished. And so can I actually consider them to be among the best if they're not finished? So I decided to break it down into two things. One is the ones that have been finished, and then the other ones that I'm still watching because they're technically unfinished. Does that make sense?
Unfinished, as in you haven't finished watching them?
No.
They're just not done airing.
They're still ongoing.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, because I don't know. They might be great right now, but the ending is so bad that I'm like, oh, fuck this. This thing should not have been on my list. Right?
So is it going to be a top 20 or what is it?
No, it's just going to be because I'm actually only watching 7 right now, and so that are still ongoing. So I can just go through those really quickly.
Fair enough.
All right, so the ones I'm watching right now, and I rank them. So at the bottom, I would have Sword Art Online. Basically, it's you can play video games in your brain, and they created a video game, and you get stuck in it, and if you die in the video game, you die in the real world. Is that fair?
Yeah. Should have been more interesting than what the premise was, but yeah.
It should have been way better. The first half of the first season is great. The second half of the first season is garbage. Then the second season, the first half kind of sucks. The second half is actually pretty interesting. Then the third season, first half, pretty good. Second half, we'll see. So it's been hit or miss. It's been hit or miss. It's been kind of shaky, so that's why it's all the way at the bottom.
I'll give it credit. It has a really great soundtrack.
True, and the fights are pretty cool. And the premise was great. It actually touches on a whole bunch of subjects that are pretty interesting that we can talk about another time because I want to go through this one really quickly. This is the bottom of the list. This is the bottom of the barrel. It's just the one. It's only there because I'm watching
top
it.
Anime of all time.
No, it's the ones that I'm watching right now. Okay, I'm ranking the ones I'm watching right now. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So on number 6 of the ones that I'm watching right now, I have No Game No Life because they've confirmed that there's a second season coming. So that's the reason why I couldn't put it on the other list because there's another season coming. Also, they left it kind of so that you're waiting for something bigger to happen.
I think the original aired in like 2013 or something.
Yeah,
it's been a long fucking time.
It has, and they've confirmed second season. It should be coming out actually next year, I think. So I'm excited for it.
Better than ever.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. I learned a lot about blackjack and games and all that stuff. My main issue is the weird incestuous thing that's going on there. But
nah, you like the lolly.
But I don't like the incestuous lolly. That's weird.
I mean, don't even look similar.
It's really weird. Anyway, I don't like that. I'm not into that. Anyway,
I like the episode where they to prevent them from showing nudity, they just show them as like mannequins, quote unquote.
Yeah. It's clever. Hey, it's clever.
It's like, hey, it's not technically nudity.
Exactly. Credit where credit's due. Then
It's a really fun show.
All right, number 5 of the ones that I'm watching right now, I got Attack on Titan. I know that you dropped off of Attack on Titan.
I dropped off the anime and then I kept on reading the manga, and after a while I did stop reading the manga as well because I felt like they jumped like 3 different sharks. Like there's so many sharks that have been jumped over.
Way,
I mean,
by the way, I realized
I feel terrible about those sharks.
I never really described what No Game No Life is. A brother and sister are the best gamers ever, and the god of games from another world takes them to his world where basically everything follows like 8 rules, and it's all about games. That's No Game No Life. Attack on Titan is
also it's any type of game.
like
blackjack or video
dice,
games or chess
or what color what color
the
is the bird that's about to fly through here or something like that. And so it's actually pretty interesting. It's a lot of fun. It's very clever. It's very smart.
And very stupid at the same time, which is the best part of anime.
Of course. And Attack on Titan, it's I want to say futuristic, but at the same time, no. It's a steampunkish world where giant zombies called Titans. Imagine like a giant zombie, and by that I mean 30 feet tall. No? How big are they? 10 feet? 20 feet?
I mean, it varies.
Giant zombies, gigantic zombies, who regenerate after you hurt them, are hunting humanity. Humanity lives behind gigantic city walls trying to survive. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
My big
also,
issue...
they have these machines that let them...
They're kind of like Spider-Man with swords, in a way.
Yeah.
They have steampunk kind of equipment that allows them to do that.
It doesn't make sense, but it looks cool.
It looks really cool. Honestly, the physics make no sense, but the show's pretty cool. The issue is
my problem with the show is that it kind of always... It doesn't seem to stick with...
It doesn't know what it wants to be.
It doesn't know what it wants to be, yeah. Every season, they just change to a different genre almost.
Yeah. First season is like a horror. First half of the season is like a horror. Second is kind of like a mystery.
Stuff.
Then the second... Actually, I think the second season was way better because it's a little bit more consistent. Third one is kind of like a spy movie.
My favorite one is the one with the cowboys.
Yeah. So it has its ups and downs, but the big issue is that we don't really know what the show wants to be. If it would have stayed what it was the first half, great. But it doesn't know what it wants to be. That's the issue.
Okay, I guess I won't go into spoilers. But
don't go to spoilers.
After a little while, and what I would consider like the point that they should have ended it, there's another jumping the shark moment.
Yeah.
Where let's just say the whole thing becomes way bigger.
Yeah.
And that's when I dropped off, when I was like, you know what? I was ready for this to end. I don't really care enough to keep going.
I know. And that's why it's kind of at the bottom of the list. Next,
also the main character sucks.
4, yeah. Aaron has issues, and the problem is that he's kind of useless, even though he should be the most useful.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I have, for my number 4 of the ones that I'm currently watching, I have Domestic Girlfriend, which is the story of a guy who hooks up with a girl. Well, meets a girl at a party. Girl says, hey, you're a virgin. I'm a virgin too. I want to lose my virginity. And then it turns out...
That's an argument.
Yeah. It turns out that she is the younger sister of his teacher, whom he has a crush on, and both of them are the daughters of his father's fiance.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the premise.
It's as trashy as it sounds.
Yeah. Honestly, this one I was a little bit torn because the show's great. It doesn't have as much character development as... Because I read the manga because I was like, I'm going to finish this fucking shit. It doesn't have as much character development. However, Season 2 is highly expected. It just hasn't been 100% confirmed. I think there's issues with the studio. But that's why I wasn't sure if I should put it here and the other one. It? I don't know. The creators. I don't know the studios.
Oh, yeah. You're a weird guy that doesn't know these things.
I know studios from other stuff. I don't know how freaking Japanese studios. But anyway, I I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. I really like the characters. The premise is pretty interesting, and I like that. I like that it's a Japanese show that's not afraid of hooking up. You know, and it starts off with a bang. So it's always good. Next, we have the shows that I'm currently watching. Number 3, Quintessential Quintuplets. I cannot recommend this fucking show enough. It's fucking hysterical.
It's everything anime should be.
Exactly. This is a harem. It's a show about a tutor. Oh wait, I'm getting a phone call here. Sorry, scam likely. All right, so it's a show about a Japanese tutor who gets hired to tutor 5 sisters, quintuplets, who are all failing. It is.
You could say they're quintessential.
Exactly. It is hysterical. Hysterical. The hijinks that these girls get into are awesome. The best part about it, well, if you're a music guy, every single girl has her own theme, and the way that they play around with the audience with that, because sometimes they pretend to be another one, it's hysterical. It's great. The hijinks that they get into are awesome. So it's one of the funniest animes I've ever seen. It's a lot of fun. The second season is confirmed. So, however, the issue is that they switched studios. This one they actually switched studios, so we don't know if it's going to be as good. But and the fun thing about this one, it's kind of like a romance mystery, because in the very first episode, like at the beginning of the show, you know he's marrying one of the girls. So part of the show is figuring out which one of these girls is the one that he's gonna marry. It's a lot of fun. It's like a romance murder mystery. Well, romance mystery. It's great. It's great.
Do you think the author knew when he started?
Yes.
Or do you think he's just making it up as he goes?
I read the whole thing. You could tell what he was planning on doing. He actually did.
He didn't
set it
change
up.
his mind and like.
No, and a part of me wishes he had, because my favorite girl didn't win, or maybe she did. I don't know. I'm not gonna say. But it was planned.
Don't tell us who your favorite girl is.
Oh man, that's really hard. But yeah, it was very clearly planned from the beginning, and so kudos to him. Next,
fair enough.
Number two, and this I'm very excited that is actually on this list, because it should have been on the other one, and I'm so happy that it's on this list of my favorite animes that I'm watching right now. Well, actually, the ones I'm watching right now. High School of the Dead.
Hell yeah,
High
brother!
School of the Dead season 2 has been confirmed. It's been fucking confirmed.
Dude,
now,
I can't believe I actually watched this show in high school.
Dude, it is everything anime should be. Honestly, this show is so fucking great. For those of you who don't know, it's a show about high school students, and all of a sudden there's a zombie outbreak, and they decide, you know what? Let's go apeshit on these bitches. It is awesome. It is the best thing with zombies, next to Train to Busan, probably. Well, it's the best thing with walker zombies, easily.
Putting me on the spot. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, to me, the fun thing about High School of the Dead is it's like the quintessential anime to recommend to people if
they're not anime fans.
No, I mean, if they can get past this hurdle, they can make it through anything, I think.
Anything.
Because this show, I mean, should we just talk about the fan service?
Oh yeah, it's fan service galore. It's fans, which is what it was. It's what it was intended to be, right?
Yes, it's raunchy, fun. It's campy,
brutal.
You do not take anything seriously.
No, it's great. It's great. And The Walking Dead actually probably took a lot from this show. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I don't care what anybody else says. That's the way I see it.
The Walking Dead comics came out earlier, but
I don't care. To me, in my mind, that's the way it goes. So, yes, I'm so happy. Season 2, it's going to come out 2021, maybe early. Oh, no, I think it's 2022, maybe early 2023, so it's still a bit, but it's been confirmed. By the way, the reason why it hadn't really come out is because the author died. So we don't know what we're getting, honestly. We don't know what we're getting, but I'm excited because
as long as it's still Studio Madhouse, I'm cool with it.
Exactly. I actually, you know what? I don't think it's that studio.
Shit.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, it depends on what they do. I just want to see this story keep going because the premise and the characters are already great. Somebody who loves the show enough can do something good with them. right?
I just want to see more boobies.
There you go. There you go.
Also, Walking Dead comics came out before.
Seriously?
High School of the Dead. Yeah.
How did they steal their stuff if they came out before? Weird.
Maybe they knew each other.
Intellectual theft, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because, making manga takes longer than comics.
That's what I hear. Anyway, the best show that I'm watching right now that's still ongoing, definitely, and by far, One Punch Man. One Punch! Dude, that show is, first off, awesome action. Amazing action. Brilliant build-up. But the premise of this show basically is there's a dude who wants to be a superhero who basically can destroy anybody with one punch, right? And in this world,
he can beat any enemy with one punch.
yeah. And in this world, there's a lot of superheroes, and they're ranked, and he wants to be a part of that ranking system. However, he kind of doesn't care about anything. It is hysterical. This show is the same joke over and over again, and it is still hysterical every single time you watch it.
They find a way to make it work.
It is genius writing. It is genius storytelling, and also they put in a lot of money into it because the effects are really the animation is fucking awesome. The
actual action scenes are excellent.
Yeah, every single character that's not the main character are awesome, and also at the same time extremely pathetic next to the main character. It's great. It's great.
That's kind of the point of them, that because the whole show you can see them fighting amongst each other and fighting villains, and they actually have like legitimate anime fights where it's like, who is gonna win? But
those fights are amazing. They're epic.
Yeah, and that's why how powerful each one of them are.
Yeah.
So when this bald-headed fuck comes in wearing some pajamas and just wrecks everything with one punch, it hits the funny bone.
It's hysterical. I cannot recommend One Punch Man enough. Like I said, it's my favorite show going on right now. But okay, so let me go through those real quickly. The rank. These are the only shows that I'm watching right now that are still ongoing, and I ranked them. So at the bottom, we got Sword Art Online, then No Game No Life, Attack on Titan, Domestic Girlfriend, Quintessential Quintuplets, High School of the Dead, which is getting Season 2, and One Punch Man. So there you go. Now we can get into the good stuff. We can get into my list of my all-time favorite animes, okay? These are not the best. These are not the best. These are my favorites, okay?
Yeah, I think you titled the previous episode wrong because you said Eric's best anime of all time, which is not what it was. It was my favorite anime.
Well, whoops. Sue me. You can't hire a lawyer. Anyway. Yeah, you can't afford one. Anyway.
There's Corona going on.
Actually, I think the courts are closed, so there's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, so here we go. Number 10 of my...
I can bitch on the podcast.
My favorite anime of all time. Number 10, we have Love and Lies. Now, Love and Lies is a romance anime, and here is the premise that I found genius. Eric doesn't really care for.
I literally forgot I watched this show.
Yeah, and I loved it. I saw it relatively recently. I loved every second of it. So, except the ending, and I'll get into that. So, the premise of this show is that in this world, imagine it's regular Japan, except that the birth rates have been declining, and so the government...
regular Japan.
Well, they're declining a lot. They declined a lot in the 60s. And so the government decided they're going to start a program where they assign you basically a mate who is the best genetically compatible partner, and also they do a whole bunch of tests, personality test, IQ test, social standings test, and genetics test to see who would your best partner be for you to have the best, the healthiest children. And basically, they assign you a wife when you're 16, pretty much. So the premise of the show is it's in that world. This kid has a girl that he's loved forever, and he's assigned a wife, basically. It is an amazing premise. It's an amazing conflict because one girl is the girl that who do you pick? The girl that you loved forever, or the girl who just you, even if you don't expect it, you are most compatible with, assigned by the government, by the way. So I loved every second. The premise is great.
I think I would go with my heart just to say fuck the government.
Yeah. Except the thing is that maybe the government was right, here's the thing about the show,
How dare you.
and this is how it made it into the top 10. Okay, because I have an issue with the ending. My big issue with the ending is that you could tell that they were hoping to get a season 2, but it came out so long ago. I don't think it's going to get a season 2, which is sad. And so the way that it ends is not that great. But the thing that got me there is that the Dario, me right here,
This guy.
I cannot choose between one of the girls. The show is so great, and the two girls are so amazing that you can't really pick between them, or at least I can't. I put a gun to my head.
You are kind of a man whore.
What?
You are kind of a man whore.
Yeah, put a gun to my head, and I still wouldn't be able to pick one. And I've thought about this long and hard, because I also started reading the manga, and it's like, I can't make a decision here. These are both two extremely good options, and I don't know which one would be best. So that's very hard to do, because usually everybody has a certain thing that you like about a particular character more. Everybody tends to be that way. The way that they handle this is that you're always torn. And that's the conflict that the main character is going through. So I loved it. I loved every second of it. You did not appreciate it, but that's you. You don't appreciate love.
I hate love.
Do you appreciate lies?
And lies. No, I hate them both.
Damn him. Damn
Equally.
him all to hell. All right, so that's my number 10.
I'm an equal opportunity hater.
Fair enough. That's my number 10. My number 9, I have an oldie but a goodie. It's not that oldie, but I guess it's an oldie. Desert Punk. So,
All right. I can get down with this.
All right. Here's the premise for Desert Punk.
You draw one circle. Then you draw one more
a bigger circle. Then you draw one more big circle. And a cake flowing in the air. All right.
And don't forget about the sunshine.
All right. In this world, it's futuristic. Basically, China is one giant desert. And this is it's the story of supposedly...
Probably late 2020s?
Yeah, maybe. Supposedly, this is the story of the most successful bounty hunter in trying to survive in that desert. However, this bounty hunter is like a little runt and very angry and very unlikable.
You could say he's a punk.
Yeah, he's a punk. There you go. That worked out. The show is, first off, hysterical. Second, it has a lot of really interesting mind chess games that the dude's actually pretty clever in the way that he handles stuff. The first season is extremely strong. The second, it's a little bit weird, and it takes you a minute to get used to it, but it builds up to something that's great. The only issue that I have here is that you could tell, again, that they wanted to continue it another season, but it wraps, unfortunately it didn't happen, but it wraps up things enough so that you're satisfied. However, it does leave you kind of like aching for, this that happened just now was so fucking cool. I wish they would have gone to the next step, because I wanted to see what they did for the next step. But overall, the show is pretty good. Really, really good. Highly recommended. Desert Punk. Did you watch it?
I did. I think that's a solid pick.
Yep.
It's has a lot of Trigun vibes.
Exactly. Number 8 on my favorite anime of all time, I got The Vision of Escaflowne. Now, the best
Show
way to,
or movie?
the show. We're talking about shows.
Okay.
All right.
There's a movie called Escaflowne.
I know, but it's basically a summary of the show.
Is it?
Kind of.
Huh.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It was a
this
cash
one
grab.
I didn't actually finish watching.
I have it at home. It's in my room right now. Anyway.
I know, but it's in DVD.
Oh, it's on DVD. Ew. So primitive. Ew.
I'm gonna get like SARS or something.
I don't want to give AIDS to my PS3. Ew.
Ugh.
All right, so
Can it even read it?
Vision of Escaflowne has a little bit of everything. It's a show about this girl from Earth that gets transported to an alternate Earth where they can see our Earth kind of as a moon, which is weird. And in this alternate Earth, there's a civil war going on. Well, there's a war between two nations going on. The prince of one of these nations, for some reason, has angel wings, but he hides them. And he fights inside a giant mechanized kind of like night suit called Escaflowne. Is that fair?
Giant mecha, yeah.
Giant night mech. It is awesome show. It's a great love story. The action is great. The sword fighting is awesome. The story is super interesting. And the ending is somewhat controversial. However, I liked it, and it as time has gone on, and by that I mean as the audience probably has matured, they've realized that the ending was actually pretty solid, was pretty strong, and so I guess it's one of those things that you need to watch again as an adult and be like, oh, that's what they meant. So the ending was pretty great from the beginning. It was just you needed to learn to appreciate it. If that makes any sense.
Ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time. Yes. So do you remember watching any of it?
I don't think I watched past like the first disc.
You suck.
Just the beginning.
You missed out. You didn't even get into like the cool characters.
No, I might get into it. Like, we're still in quarantine, baby.
True. So yeah, number 8? I have Vision for Escaflowne. Number 6 of my favorite anime of all time. This is not the best. These are my favorites. But number 6, I got.
You're about to have a shitty pick, aren't you?
I have Cowboy Bebop. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, that's not a shitty pick.
Boom, 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 boom. How stupid do you feel right now?
You flipped the real choice.
No, I did not. I haven't written down. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. Arguably, or at least it's in the conversation of the greatest animes of all time. The show,
arguably one of the most popular ones.
Yes, very influential, extremely influential. If you ever saw Firefly, I can guarantee that Joss Whedon took a lot of inspiration from Cowboy Bebop. Also, if you saw Blade Runner 2049, took a lot from Cowboy Bebop. It's the story of a ship called the Bebop, basically a bunch of bounty hunters in the future. Bounty hunters in space. It's kind of like a sci-fi western, the dudes in a ship, bounty hunters. Now, the reason why it's so low on my list, and it's because there's a lack of an overarching story. The characters are great, the animations are great, the fights are great. The music is maybe the best part of the show, and this show has a lot of things that's great about it.
Yoko Kanno is a master.
Yes. And so, where was I? What was I saying? Yeah. So, the lack of an overarching story until the final episodes. The ending of Cowboy Bebop is among my favorite anime endings of all time. It's not, I don't think it's controversial. It's just a thinker. You could
say it goes off in a bang.
Yeah, it goes off in a bang. So, if it would have had a little bit more of an overarching story, you just follow the adventures of the crew of the Bebop until the end, and then it gets for the wrap up. You go into the story. If they would have had a little bit of a story overall, I would have liked it more because I'm a story guy. And you feel like you can't stop if you're watching a story. If you're just watching a random adventure every single episode, you're like, I can stop it here. And I think that's the reason why you stopped.
No, it's because I didn't have a Blu-ray available at that point.
Oh, well. Anyway, great show. Highly recommended. Again, arguably one of the best of all time. But for me, number 6.
I mean, it's definitely going to make most lists, I think.
Yeah, number 7 for me. Sorry, I said 6, 7. Now, we have number 6 of my favorite anime all the time. We have Ranma 1/2. Ranma
you changed them.
Half. I did not change them.
That was a shitty thing.
I didn't. First off, fuck you. Ranma 1/2 is great. It is hysterical. It's one of the funniest anime of all time. I love that fucking show.
I never said it was bad. I said it was shitty.
It's not shitty. It's not shitty. It's good. Here's the premise. A martial art, a very talented anything goes martial artist, falls into a cursed pool that if you fall into it, you turn into a girl. If they pour cold water on you, and returns back to a boy when they pour hot water on them. In this world, there's different cursed pools. His father turns into a panda. There's other characters that turn into a pig, cat, stuff like that. And so this guy, his father has basically betrothed him to the daughter of his old friend, who is the owner of a dojo. Right? Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The show is fucking hysterical because the premise of a really, really manly dude turning into a chick is always going to be hysterical, right?
Yeah, you can imagine the hijinks there.
Oh, there's so much slapstick going on this show. I love it. My dog Ryoga is named after one of the characters from this show, Ryoga Hibiki. every single character I think is great. There's only a couple that I don't really like. This is also a harem where 90% of the girls on the show are kind of falling in love with the dude who turns into a girl, which is, again, hysterical. And he kind of doesn't care because he's like, I'm not that impressed because when I turn to a girl, I'm a hotter girl than all of you. And so you have the really pervy old man who steals chicks' underwear.
Ranma was the original trans.
Yeah, no, actually, no. This is actually really funny. The show's become controversial, with all the transgender movement and all that stuff. But it's not that. It's not a show about a tranny. It's a dude who's cursed, and with cold water, he turns into a chick. So he's still a dude, and that's the difference. So it's been controversial for many reasons, and I don't give a fuck. It's still hysterical. I recently rewatched some episodes, laughed my fucking ass off. The action is still cool enough. The characters are super likable, except the main girl who I really hate, but Kanetendo, she's really annoying. But overall, great show. Hijinks, nonstop hijinks all around, and the situations that they keep putting this poor bastard in get better and better as the show goes on.
I respect that pick.
All right, thank you. So that's again. That was from 10 to 6. I will go through them again. Number 10, I had Love and Lies. Number 9, Desert Punk. Number 8, The Vision of Escaflowne. Number 7, Cowboy Bebop. And number 6, Ranma 1/2. All right? These are my favorite anime shows of all time that are finished.
It's about what I would have expected so far.
All right. Now we go into the top 5. Number 5, I have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. All right? I need to clarify.
This is correct.
Yes.
This is the correct choice.
Actually, the reason why
unless you have the original higher.
No, I don't. I accept that Brotherhood is superior to the original one.
But the original one's not bad.
The original one has a better ending, and B, it handles the whole thing with the Chimera. I prefer sadder endings. So it has a better ending to me, and it handles the thing with the Chimera way, way better. So the issue with Brotherhood is that it kind of just rushed past that thing unnecessarily. It still hits you, but it's not as like the first.
You mean the Edward thing, right?
Yeah, the first one really makes you suffer with that. Again, it's sadder overall. It's darker overall. But I didn't even tell you what the story was about. All right, so in this world, alchemists are basically like science wizards, pretty much. And these two brothers, their mom dies, their dad kind of leaves, and so they decide we're going to use alchemy to bring our mom back. As they're trying to do that, they kind of fuck up because you're not supposed to bring back the dead, and
this is not the law of equivalent exchange.
Exactly. You have to the law of equivalent exchange. I remember. I love it so much. Anyway, so one of the brothers loses an arm and a leg during this whole process because there's consequences, and the other brother loses his body entirely. However, the other brother manages to tie his soul up to a piece of armor. And then it's their adventures of trying to gather the Philosopher's Stone that would help him get his brother's body back. Is that fair?
Well, yeah, basically in this world, it follows a lot of scientific principles and whatnot. And is it the first law of thermodynamics? Matter can't be created nor destroyed.
Yeah. Whenever something, if you want to create something of equal or greater value has to be destroyed. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, the Philosopher's Stone says fuck it to that, and you can just make shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's pretty much like
unlimited power.
It is unlimited power. It's like it's the hack.
Yeah.
They're trying to get that.
The show gets very dark very quickly. It's
not your typical shonen kids show. Yeah.
Yes. The side characters become actually way more important than the main ones at one point, and they're awesome. They're super
That might
badass.
actually be the biggest flaw with the show. By the end, I don't really feel like the brothers are that important.
They are, but the other ones are just way cooler. I think the issues that what the brothers are doing is not as fun as what everybody else is doing. It's like, okay, yeah, you have your fight, but it's not as cool as this one.
I don't know. At one point I was like,
And that's
what was even the point of these guys being the protagonists?
Yeah, and also that was kind of my point, that the other one has a better ending because it's mainly about the boys.
I like Brotherhood's ending better.
Well, whatever. Point is, I really love the show. I named one of the characters in the show named Winry. I named one of my dogs Winry. So
yeah, that's stupid fucking dog.
hey, don't mess with my bitch. Anyway, great show.
She is stupid.
What?
She is stupid.
She's dumb but lovable. Anyway,
she's still a dog.
What I call her? Dumbest Swedish sugar, but dumbest paint.
That's fair.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist, highly recommended. Great show. I recommend you watch the other one first, just so that you go through the pain of the Chimera. But we'll see.
Well, that's what I was going to go into. The original show came out before the manga ended. So
they had to kind of make it up.
They made it up after a while. So the beginning portion of the first show, I would say, is probably stronger than the first portion of Brotherhood, because Brotherhood at that point, they were like, I mean, we already told the story, so we're just going to rush through. So the first 16 or so episodes of Brotherhood are like the first 25 episodes of the original.
Yeah.
So that's why you have more time and it's a little slower at the beginning. But then when you get to the second half of the story, that's when Brotherhood really kicks off. And that's where the original kind of drops off.
Yeah. And Brotherhood goes insane. And I love it.
Insanely awesome.
Epic. I love it. All right. So now that's number 5, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 4, we have...
I like the villain of Brotherhood way better.
Oh, yeah. By a lot. The Führer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean... Well, he's not a... Well, anyway, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, that's the villain, yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever. Doesn't matter. Next, we have number 4, Anohana. Now, the reason why Anohana is number 4 is because I just watched it, and for those of you who don't know what it's about, or if you didn't listen to the last podcast, the story is about a teenage boy who starts seeing... may or may not be seeing the ghost of a childhood crush that died when they were kids. That's and the ghost wants him to be friends with his old group of friends again. Is that fair?
Yeah, they sort of split up after she died.
Yeah. The show, I just watched it. Again, I just watched it this week. I finished it. The reason why it's number 4 is because I'm not sure how... I haven't really had time to sit about it and think it and dissect it yet as much as the other shows. So I'm otherwise it would have been higher, because the minute that I finished watching it, I could not think of a single thing I would change. Usually with anything I watch, I can immediately think, oh, I would have done this differently, would have done this differently. With that one, I can't think of something that I felt I would have handled differently. The story is brutal. From beginning to end, it's brutal. It doesn't pull a single punch. And the brilliance of this show is just one of those shows that you don't want it to end. You always knew from the beginning, you know how it's going to end, and you don't want it to. You want it to keep going because it's not going to end in a way that you'll be happy completely.
It what would you say? It leaves you with a crying smile.
Exactly.
It's like smile.
It's like, I know it's 11 episodes. Okay, a short one. And then you're like, no, 11 episodes. 11 episodes is not enough. It is a brutal show emotionally. I highly recommend it. It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. Again, it would be higher if I had seen it a little bit, I would have had more time to sit on it, but I went with my gut immediately, and the fact that I don't trust the fact that I haven't found anything that I would change.
And first show we actually have on both of our lists.
Exactly. Now, strangely enough, number 3, we have Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, for those of you who don't know what Neon Genesis Evangelion is, one of the most iconic anime shows of all time. Maybe the most iconic...
Certainly one of the most iconic openings.
Yeah. And it's a show about basically...
Get in the fucking robot, Shinji.
A cataclysmic event has killed the majority of humanity, and gigantic creatures known as angels attack randomly, and humanity created a giant mech named Evangelion to defend themselves. Is that fair?
Yeah. And they can only be piloted by teenagers.
Yes.
For reasons.
Now, there's an explanation for that, actually.
I know.
Okay.
But,
so there's
I'm
a
not
lot
gonna
of
get
shit going on about the show, and the show, in many ways, is a big fucking mess. But, and I'm including the movie here, the end of Evangelion. But
I mean, of course.
overall, even though it's a mess, even though the main character is a little bitch, even though it's you,
I've actually grown to appreciate Shinji for what he is.
you just like him for your mug. You have a mug,
Dude,
with Shinji.
the mug is the best thing.
It is the best thing. But there's a lot wrong
Also,
with the show.
once you analyze his character, you're like, man, this guy went through a lot.
Yeah. So there's a lot that's wrong with the show. However, it is one of the most interesting shows I've ever seen. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it, and I'm not still 100% sure what's happening, but I loved every second of it. Well, there's some things that drag, but still that's part of its charm.
I'm still not sure I could really explain it.
Exactly. Again, I can't tell you how many times I watched this. I've watched the rebuild of Evangelion, and still I'm like, huh? And I'm attracted.
Manga.
Yeah. I love the ending. I think it has a lot of biblical undertones because I read somewhere that it has a lot to do with... you know what? Let's just save Evangelion for another episode that we can break it down. But overall, let's say it is a beautiful mess and one of the greatest audibles of all time because the show kind of just looks like it's making it up as it's going, but the way that it...
Because they are.
Yeah. Well, it looks that way because that's what they're doing. But the way that it ends is like... Kudos, good sir. It was brilliant the way that you handle it, even though I'm not exactly sure 100% what the hell happened.
But you do leave satisfied.
Oh, exactly, because the ending's great. The characters are fun to be around. The animation's great. So, and the movie...
At times.
The movie... at times. When it wants to be. And again, the movie...
When they had the budget.
Exactly. Like in the movie. And so I love the ending of the movie. We can break it down some other time. In fact, we will probably. But
and
yeah.
that's the thing. If you're going to watch it, make sure you also watch the end of Evangelion movie.
Yes. Very important. And all those are on Netflix. So, number 2 of my favorite anime of all time. And this was really hard because for a very long time, those 5 I could have switched out. It's only like details that made me pick them in that order. But number 2, we have Saint Seiya, The Lost Canvas. All right? Not the other Saint Seiya, not the Hades, all that stuff, not the one of Poseidon. Not the original.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah, not the original. It's okay. The Hades saga particularly is pretty good. And I also really like Overture, but I guess that's an OVA. But Saint Seiya, Lost Canvas. Now, for those of you who don't know what Saint Seiya is, it's the Zodiac Warriors. It's
Caballeros del Zodiaco.
Caballeros del Zodiaco. Anyway, basically, Hades, the god Hades and the god Athena have been at war forever, and every 250 years they have something called the Holy War. Athena has her guardians, which she calls the Zodiac
also,
Warriors.
apparently Zeus is just chilling, right?
Oh, Zeus appears, I think, in Overture, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that Apollo? I don't know. But yeah, Zeus is like, go fuck yourselves. I don't care. Yeah, my daughter and my brother fighting again. Fuck them. I don't care. Anyway,
they're too busy doing his God of War shit, you know?
Yeah. And so Athena has her guardians, known as the Zodiac Warriors, and Hades has his specters, and every 250 years they go to war. Now that's the original Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya Lost Canvas is about the war before actual Saint Seiya. Well, the Saint Seiya is the main character. He's the Pegasus. This Lost Canvas takes place 250 years before the events of Saint Seiya, the original one. The reason why I love this show is because, as you may have heard, the main character in Saint Seiya is the Pegasus, right? However,
yeah, and he's fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
Typical
Seiya's
shonen
cool.
protagonist.
Yeah, he's a little annoying sometimes, but he's cool. Like all his companions are pretty cool. I'm an Ikki guy, Ikki the Phoenix, whatever. But in Saint Seiya Lost Canvas, there's also a Pegasus, Tenma. And the story revolves around 3 friends, one of them being Tenma, the other one being Sasha, and Alone. Tenma becomes the Pegasus. Sasha,
I know exactly why you like Lost Canvas.
and
more.
I'll get into it. Sasha becomes Athena because the gods take over a human body, and Alone becomes Hades. So it's kind of like a battle of between the best friends in a way, which makes it tragic. But the thing that
Kind of like Berserk when you think about it.
I guess in a way. But the thing that I love about it is that in Lost Canvas, while you still follow the Pegasus and his little buddies, the dudes who actually take center stage, the badasses here, are the Gold Saints, the Gold Zodiac Warriors. And something that's very annoying about the original Saint Seiya is that the Gold Knights are basically, well, the Gold Saints are kind of like little bitches. One that I was very upset about was Pisces, because I'm a Pisces, and he is a little fucking bitch. All right, Aphrodite
He's more like a pussies.
Yeah, Aphrodite is a little bitch. I hate him. However, in Lost Canvas, you get to see they mega redeem Pisces here with a Alba Fica the Pisces, the Pisces, and it's my favorite episode of anything ever. Honestly, just to see Pisces being redeemed,
and he's still fairly effeminate.
Well, the Pisces are the most beautiful all around. That's what they are.
They're the most feminine.
It's our curse. We're the most beautiful. Anyway,
you're very feminine.
Fuck you. Anyway, so they redeemed all the gold.
You're offended by it.
Fuck you. They redeem all the Gold Saints, like Alba Fica, Manigoldo, the Cancer. They're great, and the animation's better, the story's better, the stakes are higher, and you already know it's going to be tragic because it's a prequel. So I loved Lost Canvas, and again, yes, I don't give a fuck. It's because of Alba Fica. I don't care.
You're girly boy.
Fuck you. He's manly. He's beyond manly. He kills you with a rose, but he's beyond fucking manly.
The manliest rose you ever seen.
Well, it's poison, you know. We're poison. Anyway, so that's number 2. So to recap so far, right. Fuck you. That's low even for you. Number 5, we have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 4, we have Anohana. Number 3, what is it? The flower we saw that summer? Anohana, the flower we saw that summer?
That day.
Damn it. Number 3, we got Neon Genesis Evangelion. And number 2, we got Saint Seiya Lost Canvas. And number 1, overall, I searched my heart, I searched my feelings, and my number 1 favorite anime of all time, Dragon Ball Z Kai. All right? Dragon Ball Z Kai. I need to clarify that because there's a difference. Dragon Ball Z.
How do I leave this meeting?
Fuck you. There's Dragon Ball Z and there's Dragon Ball Z Kai. Kai is the big issue with Dragon Ball Z is that the show was kind of catching up to the manga, and so there's a lot of filler in there, and I mean a lot of filler in there that
not just catching up. It was coming out
ahead of it. So there's a lot of episodes where the characters are just kind of looking at each other like, I'm looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, and then there's a tumbleweed around it. And
which for the first time you're watching it,
the suspense, the tension, yes, it has its charm. However, looking at it again, you're like, ah,
this is boring as fuck.
Yes, Kai is basically a re-edit of that where they cut out all the filler, so it's the same story, and
they have slightly more modern animation, right?
Modern animation. So it's the same thing but better. Yeah, pretty much the same thing but better. Now, why is it number 1? Why is it my favorite of all time? One, it's probably
nostalgia. Probably
what? It's
probably.
Nostalgia, definitely. Second, I can probably name you every single character in that show. The villains that they go through of all the sagas are great. Starting with the Vegeta saga, the Frieza saga, the Cell saga, and the Buu saga. They're all great. The villains are fantastic, and the best part about it is that it's never a clean cut good versus evil. There's always an interloper fucking things up, so that keeps things fresh, keeps things interesting.
What is the name of the bald guy that came to Earth with Vegeta?
Nappa?
Okay. What is the name of Android 19?
Well, it's Android 19.
No. His name.
No, his name is Android 19.
Wait, am I thinking of the right one?
Yeah. It's Android 17, Android 18, and Android 19.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the... The old guy, the doctor.
Doctor. All right, it's not Ginyu. Doctor. It's not Bobby D. Doctor. This is gonna bug me. This is gonna really bug me. I'll come back to that.
All right.
It's Doctor. Shit. I knew it was gonna be one of the stupid secondary characters that nobody really gives a fuck about.
He's pretty damn big. He created Cell.
That dude's like fifth fucking fiddle, and it had that show.
He created the best girl of the franchise.
Bulma? Oh no, 18. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah,
come on,
but
don't be stupid. You're being stupid.
The thing about Dragon Ball Z, it has my favorite anime character of all time, which is Future Trunks. I don't mean the regular Trunks. I mean Future Trunks. His story, again, super sad. It's the one time that I don't really give a fuck about time travel because they set up the rules for their time travel and it makes sense in a way. It's probably the coolest intro of a character I've ever seen. Would you disagree that he has the most badass entrance of any character ever to a story?
I mean, I'd have to think of other entrants, but
off the top of your head.
I'll give it to you for the moment because I can't think of.
And again, overall, I can't tell you how many video games I've played that it's the same story over and over. It's a world that I don't mind spending time in. I love spending time in. I love spending time with the characters.
Let's reiterate this point.
I love
every single fucking Dragon Ball Z game is the exact same fucking story.
Oh, by the way,
time.
I'm sorry, I haven't explained what the show's about. Do
you really have to?
Sure, I'll try it.
All right.
An alien from a warrior race gets sent to Earth to conquer it as a baby. However,
I guess spoilers for the original Dragon Ball.
However, due to a brain injury, and the fact that the man who finds him decides to raise him as a human, he becomes Earth's probably greatest and most powerful defender. Right?
And yes, it is the story of Superman.
Yeah, pretty much. In
quite literal, yeah.
Yeah. And so
alien super powered guy comes to Earth and is raised as a human and now protects it from evil.
I should have just said that. Anyway, and from alien forces now that want to come over to conquer it, and then however, in this world there exists 7 magic balls called the Dragon Balls, and if you bring them together you can make a wish, basically. Right?
Yeah.
A wish is granted. And so that is, in essence, what Dragon Ball Z is. A whole bunch of dudes who really like fighting and a bunch of dudes who really want to destroy Earth, or monsters that want to destroy Earth.
Yeah. It's pretty much the anime that popularized the idea of power levels.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times in my life I tried turning into a Super Saiyan. I
mean, you have to try it at least once, right? It's like with telekinesis, every now and then you have to. You got to try it.
Like every once in a while, you have to think of something just to make sure nobody's reading your mind. It's like, all right, it's like I know you're reading my mind. Like, who the hell's who reacted to this? Who can hear my thoughts? And so, I like I said, I thought long and hard about. Is it the best? No, definitely not. But it has the most special place in my heart, and honestly, it's the world that I've spent the most time in.
I mean, I think just by raw hours, I think One Piece has that for me. But
and One Piece wasn't in your list.
No, because the anime is not very good.
Well, still, but Dragon Ball Z is pretty good.
I guess we're judging. Okay, I was considering stuff like, animation quality and pacing and that sort of stuff with my list.
All right, fuck you. You said it was your favorite. You picked your favorite, not the best.
Well, I mean, my favorites, I guess, I guess I have a little bit of a somewhat of a standard of quality.
I have a standard of quality too, but it's the one that I've watched the most. It's the one that I'd still go back to in a blink of an. If a Dragon Ball Z episode's on TV, I'm watching it. Like, I have an option. Any of these shows are on TV, I'm probably going to sit there and watch Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I fucking love Dragon Ball Z. I just,
It's
And I
hysterical.
love One Piece, and I also love Naruto, but as a whole, I don't think I
like
could
I said,
justify it.
to me, in the top 5, the tiebreaker there for it to be number 1 is that it's the one that I know the best, B, I've spent the most time in, and it has my favorite character, my favorite anime character of all time.
What would be my favorite character of all time?
Think about it. That has a better intro than my boy Trunks. My boy Trunks. By the way, I'm not considering Dragon Ball or GT in this one or Super. It's just specifically Z, Kai. Z
Because GT has a better story.
Oh, fuck you. You know that's not true. And they ruined Trunks there. They ruined him. Stupid present Trunks. It's the worst.
How can they ruin him? It's a different character.
Ruined him. Ruined him. He was supposed to be like one of the greatest warriors, and he turned into a little bitch.
Well, only because he was, in that particular feature.
By the way, I cannot remember the name of the stupid doctor. So just tell me the name.
Dr. Gero.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
The
In
world he knows the most, people.
No, in Spanish it's something different. It's not Dr. Gero.
Let's see.
Look it up, because that doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't sound right to my ears. Type in like, who constructed Android 17 and 18?
Dr. Gero.
Gero?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Weird. Anyway, fuck that guy. Doesn't matter. I know
What
everybody else.
Android was he? Android 20?
1920, yeah. But anyway, that's it. That's my list. Any thoughts? Let me just do a quick recap of both lists. First off, the ones that I'm currently watching right now that are not finished. Sword Art Online, No Game No Life, Attack on Titan, number 5, Domestic Girlfriend 4, Quintessential Quintuplets, number 3, High School of the Dead, number 2, and number 1, One Punch Man. Of my favorite animes of all time, we got number 10, Love and Lies, number 9, Desert Punk, number 8, Division of Escaflowne.
Love and Lies would be the most recent one, right?
Of this list, maybe Anohana. I don't know. When did Anohana come out?
No, that was like early 2010s.
Oh, no. I think Lost Canvas came out I don't know.
No, Love and Lies came out like a couple of years ago, right?
Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So where was I? Damn it. I got to start over again. Number 10, Love and Lies. Number 9, Desert Punk. Number 8, Division of Escaflowne. Number 7, Cowboy Bebop. Number 6, Ranma 1/2. Number 5, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 4, Anohana, The Flower We Saw That Day. Number 3, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Number 2, Saint Seiya, The Lost Canvas. And number 1, Dragon Ball Z Kai. Thoughts overall?
It's about what I would have expected from your list, I think.
Oh my God! So thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the opinion.
I mean, I'm sorry you made such controversial picks that
I
wouldn't have expected. So I have a lot to elaborate on that one.
No, but let's say for example, like, oh yeah,
let's see, Dragon Ball Z. What hasn't been said about that show?
I did not go controversial. I went with my favorite.
That controversial one.
That son of a bitch. No, but I mean, just like overall.
Nobody likes Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Nah, it's the weaker of the two.
Never even heard of it.
Nah, it's the weaker of the two. The ending's so shitty. So shitty. Game. Yeah. No, but I mean overall, like, what do you think? Like, are they good 10 Are they good 10 shows? You've known me. It's like, do they make sense with my personality? Stuff like that. There's a lot of things you could say.
It does make sense. I guess Love and Lies is the one that I just didn't connect with me, I suppose. Escaflowne, I do actually want to get into that one because I feel like that would be up my alley. Desert Punk is really fun. What else? Saint Seiya. You definitely picked the superior Saint Seiya.
Yes. And that
because the original might have nostalgia, but it didn't
inferior. It's inferior by far. Like, I know it. I love it, but I know it. It wasn't going to be in my list.
Desert Punk is fun. Cowboy Bebop. Well, that's actually the next one that I'm just gonna straight up finish because it's kind of sacrilegious.
Yeah,
that I haven't.
Mm-hmm. Which ones on my list have you not seen?
Which ones haven't I seen?
All right, so
seen Dragon Ball Z. I've seen Saint Seiya. Both of them.
Uh-huh.
I've seen Evangelion, of course. Anohana. I've seen Brotherhood, I've seen Desert Punk, and I've seen Love and Lies. And I've seen Ranma 1/2 sporadically,
All right.
like not week to week, but it was literally on television.
Okay.
So I would watch it on and off, and it's not like an overarching story.
No, it's not. It's just an adventure of the week.
Yeah.
But I recommend that you rewatch Love and Lies. Who knows? You might actually enjoy it this time.
I might read the manga.
You maybe. Sure. Why not? But yeah. Anyway.
I think I'll get into Bebop first, and then I'll see either Escaflowne or Love and Lies.
All right, and I have a lot of stuff to fucking go through that you put on my list. So that's it for today.
Hell yeah.
That's it for today. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram or at Super Dario World. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time.
Goodbye.